Hi, I'm Angie, and you're watching Dante's Vaccination.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So the other day, you guys see my video, Mauricio Solomon, he came out, he backed Tyson Fury completely. He defended him without doing any investigation. He completely defended Tyson Fury. Now, in his statement, he said a lot of things that were very, very telling. One of the things he said, and I quote, he said, "I was present in both fights. I was in the dressing room in both fights, both Wilder and Fury dressing rooms. One was in California, the other was in Nevada. In both cases, there were at least 3 inspectors in each dressing room." Then later on, Mauricio, he talks about how this was such a great win. It was like one of the biggest wins in the century, which is why he believes it should not warrant an investigation. There should not be a blemish on this great win. And this is what I've been telling you guys since day one. People feel that this is such a good win for a fighter on the hope list to beat a current black significant heavyweight champion. They feel the win is so big, it's not worth going into an investigation if that's going to be at the cost of putting a blemish on this huge win. And Mauricio, he confirmed that point. Let me quote exactly what he said about this. Quote, "It's very sad because to try to take away something from a huge victory, one of the greatest nights of the sport in the century, to try and put a blemish on that event is so irresponsible and so stupid, it should not be given any consideration." Keep in mind, he said this right after Deontay Wilder's brother came out and showed pictures. Well, he didn't show pictures, but he came out with the statement that his brother has a dent in his head, and the doctor said the dent in his head was from a blunt object and it wasn't from a fist or a glove, which I have a feeling, and I'm not going to tell you why, but I have a strong feeling that more information is going to come out when it comes to x-rays and when it comes to the doctor who said this. But going back to Mauricio Solomon, the WBC president, Mauricio, he said he was in both dressing rooms, in both fights for Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder when they got their hands wrapped, when they put their gloves on. And guys, do you remember what I told you when I first reported to Mauricio Solomon? He said that. I said that might not have been wise for him to say that because that puts him in the middle of the crime scene. That makes him a person of interest, for better or worse, regardless if he's telling the truth or if he's lying. And it turned out he was lying because Blue Blood Sports, he just did an interview with Deontay Wilder's team member who was in the dressing room, and he confirmed that Mauricio Solomon was not in the dressing room when Deontay Wilder got his hand wraps and had his gloves put on. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip real quick so you guys can hear it from the source, and then I'm gonna finish my point.
So now I want to ask you this because you there, you at the door, you part of the team, you're in the locker room, right?
Right.
Mauricio Solomon.
Now,
indirectly, BT Sports exposed him even further because their clip shows he's not even in their locker room. But he says that he was in both locker rooms. So now the clip that they put up indirectly shows that he wasn't even in their locker room. But what's
right?
That's locker room?
They went in our locker room. Like I say, when I heard that clip yesterday, matter of fact, let me just say, I was talking. What was crazy about the whole thing is, I was talking to Steven maybe like I want to say a couple of weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? We just talking about people filming shit and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because we all brothers, we all like we very private people. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, we don't do a lot of filming and stuff like that. Now, however, if you follow me on my Instagram or Twitter or whatever else that was out there, Facebook, whatever, like I only record when we out. When we be out places or we're hit a club, and we rarely go to the club. It might be we might go 2 years without going to a club. You know what I mean? So, and of course the fight, and I do that for just like memories. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a social media person. I don't always got to post what I'm doing or something or who I'm around. I'm not that type of person. You know what I mean? But it was just crazy how I was just telling D, what was it, last night? I was just like, man, bro, even though I don't really pull out the phone like that or who we're around or what we're doing, but it's kind of crazy how at a pivotal point at a time like this, you know what I mean? We got everything we need of furthermore proof. You know what I mean? And I got, one thing about me, also outside of boxing, so I'm a teacher, so I'm very well educated. You know what I mean? So with that being said, like I got like a memory where I can go back and, I'm like, damn, I remember it. Okay, what happened at this time? Who came in the locker room? Bro, the only people besides the people who was there from when we first walked in, the only people who was back there at the time, that the only person who came in there while D was getting his hands wrapped was, of course, Andy Lee and Stephen A. Smith from ESPN. And what's the girl name to take photos? Trap Photos. Those are the only people that came in there, bro. The only people that ever came in there when he was getting his hands full. And then on top of that, and this even came out D mouth when I was just talking to him a couple minutes ago. Bro, only time Mauricio Suleiman or WBC ever come to the locker room is on a Greek basis when we first get there. And I even got that in my phone from previous fights where D's not even dressed yet, hands wrapped, gloves on or anything, bro. You know what I mean? And you always see him greeting him at all the fights. It's always at the beginning when we first get there, maybe 5-10 minutes when we get there. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy that he would say so. But, he used the word ignorant. He used the word ignorant. No, that shit was ignorant what you said when I have proof.
Now I'll go ahead and cut it right there because Tay Jones, he repeats the same point that he was making. But you just heard it right there from a witness. Tay Jones, he was in the dressing room and confirms that Mauricio Suleiman wasn't there. And then I thought it was also interesting that Tay Jones, he noticed that Mauricio Suleiman used the word ignorant. He didn't use the word ignorant, he used the word stupid and irresponsible, which is pretty much the same thing. But it just blows my mind that Mauricio is willing to lie just to cover up for Tyson Fury, and in the lie, call other people stupid and irresponsible, while he's the one that's actually lying, which is the definition of being irresponsible. But shout out to Blue, he had a great interview with Tay Jones and Nicholas Asbury. Nicholas Asbury is once again the guy who came out. He was Tyson Fury's former sparring partner. You always see me playing the clips of him showing the gloves that had padding removed from them. I mean, remember guys, Mauricio Suleiman is the same man who said there needs to be an investigation into Deontay Wilder when he said he's trying to catch a body, right? But when Nicholas Asbury has video proof that padding was removed from Tyson Fury's glove in sparring, he doesn't feel that that warrants an investigation. When we see undeniable proof of images proving that Tyson Fury had tampered gloves in both of the Wilder fights, Mauricio Suleiman, he doesn't even feel that's worth looking into. But he's willing to put his reputation and his whole WBC brand on the line just to lie for Tyson Fury. I'm telling you guys right now, this is the biggest boxing scandal of the century because the cover-up is so huge. And it's more offensive. The cover-up is more offensive than the actual crime that Tyson Fury committed. Once again, these racial double standards goes hand in hand with racial double standards outside of boxing when it comes to police brutality. Because what people don't realize is when people are protesting, they're not just protesting because a police officer murdered an unarmed man or murdered a handcuffed man. They're protesting because of the cover-up after the fact. Because the man was murdered and the cop that murdered him did not get arrested until the public demanded he get arrested, until people went out on the streets and protested. Same thing with the hillbillies that murdered Ahmaud Arbery. Same thing with George Zimmerman. They didn't arrest these guys until the public came out and demanded an investigation. But the Justice Department and everybody involved, they tried to do everything they could to prevent an investigation, to prevent a trial, to prevent these cops from being brought to justice. That's exactly what we're seeing right now with Tyson Fury. A huge cover-up, and they're trying their best to prevent a thorough investigation to open, because they know just the investigation alone will put a blemish on Tyson Fury's win. But I'm gonna keep telling you guys, it's too late for that, because there's already a huge blemish on the win. As far as I'm concerned, this fight is a no contest. I don't care how many racist people try to fill up the comment section to defend this man. There's nothing you can say that can refute the facts and what our eyes have already saw. I mean, now we got public officials lying for Tyson Fury. Now we have people asking photographers to take photos of Tyson Fury's gloves down off from their website. I got news for you guys. Innocent people don't act like this. Innocent people have nothing to hide. It's the guilty that have everything to hide. I'll close out with saying this. I'm also noticing the more proof comes out, the more these fans that are defending Tyson Fury, the more their true colors are coming out. They're letting us know what they're really about, because they can no longer use excuses like Photoshop. So now, before, it was some people saying, oh, it was Photoshop, the pictures were Photoshop. But now, since it's been proven and confirmed that these are real pictures, now you got people in the comment section just saying, basically, F you black people, F you N-words, because that's what they're trying to say. I'm seeing a lot of comments like that. You black people this, you colored people, you N-words this, etc., etc. Once again, they've stopped trying to defend Tyson Fury, because now they're like, okay, so he did cheat, but I'm gonna call you an N-word for exposing it. I'm gonna call you a black bastard for exposing it. This Tyson Fury scandal is bringing out the worst of people. It's revealing people's true colors. We wouldn't have even known how these people thought about black people if it wasn't for the scandal. I mean, I already knew, but some of you guys wouldn't have known. And notice, when they say something about black people, they go after the entire race, which means they don't even care about the small percentage of black people that are actually going out of their way to defend Tyson Fury no matter what. They're still calling the entire race the N-words and other racial slurs. You know, speaking of that point, it's pretty crazy, because I remember when I first started doing YouTube videos, and whenever I got like an extreme racist person send a comment calling me all kind of N-words and real racist type of stuff, right? I'll go ahead and block them. And I remember, I don't know if it's still the same way, but when you would block someone back then, you have to click on their channel and it'll be showing you like videos that they liked and all type of like history, right? And what I would see is they'll be following that one black dude who's actually agreeing with all of the racists, right? They're following him and liking his videos, but yet still calling him and me racial slurs. So the point is, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if we agree with them or we disagree with them. They're still gonna call us the same racial slurs at the end of the day. They're not gonna create a distinction. They're gonna include the entire race when they attack you. Because when you call somebody colored, we already know, obviously you wanna call them the N-word. And when you use the word colored, you're no longer talking about the points that I'm making. This is no longer about Tyson Fury. You're talking about my skin tone, which is the same skin tone that the black guys who are defending the races share. That's just some food for thought. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. You know, I always say on this channel, pay-per-view fights should actually be free. And now the day has come where I'm about to hook you up with an app where you can watch all your pay-per-view events, boxing, UFC, etc. for free. I want to introduce Block TV, the best internet streaming television app out there. They provide over 3,600 channels, including HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, and Stars. They have a massive video on demand library with over 40,000 of the new release movies and the latest TV series. And it also includes DVR. So you're getting all of this for $34.99 a month. And once again, that includes free pay-per-view. So this one right here is a no-brainer, guys, because back in Las Vegas, I was paying damn near $200 a month for my cable. Those days are long gone now. So to get the app, make sure you guys go over to getblocktv.com and put in my promo code and get 30% off your first month. You also get a free month for every friend you refer. The promo code is DBNation.